So let us start with a new theorem of this lecture, that is theorem number 8.4. We have completed theorem number 8.1, 8.2, 8.3 and this is the term for theorem 8.4. So let us understand the concept of the theorem 8.4. So it states that in a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. Okay, for this you have to first draw a parallelogram. Let's say this is a parallelogram. Okay, so in this parallelogram we had to prove that the opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles means if we consider angle A, then what is the opposite angle of angle A? It is angle C. If we consider angle B, then what is the opposite angle of angle B? It is angle D. So we have to prove that angle A is equal to its opposite angle, angle C, and angle B is equal to angle D. Already we have discussed about this property. Okay, that in a parallelogram the opposite angles are equal. Already we have discussed about it, but it is a theorem, so we have to prove this. Okay, without proving we can say that this is equal to this and this is equal to this. So let's prove that their opposite angles are equal. Okay, so what is given? It is given ABCD is a parallelogram. ABCD is a parallelogram where A, C are opposite, B and D are opposite. Where AC and BD, B angle and D angle are opposite angles. Understood? So next is what we have to prove. Okay, so we have to prove that angle A is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle D, right? So angle A is equal to angle C, first statement, and second statement angle B is equal to angle D. So let's prove. In order to prove the first statement that angle A is equal to angle C, we have to draw a diagonal BD. Okay, we have to draw a diagonal BD. So this is under construction. So you can write construction. Okay, so draw the diagonal. Which diagonal? BD. Okay, so now let us prove. Since from theorem 8.1, okay, theorem 8.1 we have discussed, whenever we draw any diagonal of a parallelogram, then this diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. So when we draw the diagonal BD, then two triangles are formed. Which two triangles? ABD triangles and this triangle, right? Which triangle? CBD triangle or CDB triangle? Triangle CDB. Now these two triangles are what? These two triangles are congruent due to theorem 8.1. So simply you can write triangle ABD is congruent to the triangle CDB. Why? It is due to theorem 8.1 as we have discussed. Okay, next. Since for the triangle ABD, this is an angle, A is an angle for the triangle ABD, and for the triangle CDB, this is an angle, C is an angle of the triangle. Which triangle? CDB triangle. Yes or no? Yes. But recently what we have proved? Recently we know that this triangle and this triangle, that means this small triangle and this small triangle are congruent. And according to the exam 7.2, we know if any two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding angles must be equal. Their corresponding angle must be equal. Simply you can write angle A is equal to angle C due to axiom 7.2. Axiom 7.2. So finally we have proved that this angle is equal to this angle. Understood? So we have proved that the pair of opposite angles are equal. A is equal to C. And here you can see we have to prove this statement, and here we have proved. So proved 1. Okay. So similarly we have to prove the second statement, that another two angles, two pair of opposite angles B and D are equal. Okay. So in order to prove B and D are equal, we have to construct another diagonal AC. Which two diagonal? Which diagonal? AC. Right? Initially we have constructed which diagonal? BD, and now we need to construct which diagonal? AC. So simply you can write, we have to draw the diagonal BD and AC. Understood? Next, whenever you draw the diagonal AC, then there are two triangles. Now you know these two triangles are congruent according to the theorem 8.1. Since it is a parallelogram, and if we draw any diagonal, then it divides it into two congruent triangles. So ABC triangle and ADC triangle are congruent. So we can write, and triangle ABC is congruent to the triangle DCA due to theorem 8.1. Now for the triangle ABC, B is an angle. Okay, so B is an angle for the triangle ABC. Understood? Similarly, for the triangle DCA, D is an angle. So D is an angle for the triangle DCA. Right? But here we have proved the triangle ABC, this triangle, is congruent to the triangle DCA. That means these two triangles are congruent. According to theorem axiom 7.2, if any two triangles are congruent, then their corresponding angles are equal. So we can write B is equal to D. Implies angle B is equal to angle D. Okay? It is due to axiom 7.2. So finally we have found that in a parallelogram, these two angles, these are the opposite angles, B and D are the opposite angles, so these two angles are equal. B is equal to D. So hence we have proved the second step. Okay? Now it is clear.